Should comic publishers shift focus to trades rather than single issue comics? My personal opinion, for me, no. Hey guys, welcome back. It's Comics with Callaway. We're going to do a review here, a video of the CBR article about floppy comics and trades and graphic novels and stuff. In light of Diamond Comic Distributors' COVID-19 shutdown, it's time to evaluate floppies and whether comics should shift its focus. After a week of digital-only release from DC and nothing from Marvel, many fans are questioning the future of the comic industry. Diamond Comic Distributors, the largest English-language comics distributor in the world, is on indefinite hiatus due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, and now may be the time for publishers to reevaluate the floppy model. In becoming clearer by the moment that the standard method of publishing isn't cutting it anymore, publishers need to explore new ideas to get books into new readers' hands, which may mean broadening how they think about comics and breaking into the book market with graphic novels and trades. While the market hasn't changed for major comic companies in a number of years, more non-comics publishers have been publishing their own original graphic novels. Most of these comics are targeted towards bookstore audiences, the publishers like Scholastic and Random House, which both have dedicated graphic novel imprints, now deal directly with bookstores rather than going for the direct market and Diamond. According to BookScan, there was a 25% increase in sales of graphic novels for kids between 2015 and 2016. Last year, ICV2's Milton Grapp reported a 39% sales increase for children's titles in bookstores and 20% increase for them in the comic shops for 2017-2018. Graphic novel sales take up about 3/4 of the market across the board. Graphic novel sales in bookstores rose a whopping 16.1% in 2019 alone, and graphic novels aimed at kids, particularly Dog Man series, Dave Pilkey and Raina Telgemeier's books, are becoming so popular that the New York Best Times reinstated the bestseller list for graphic novels. They're popular because they're reaching that audience and they're going through bookstores. If they were in comic shops, they wouldn't be popular. This doesn't mean comic shops are dying, although many have had to close their doors due to COVID-19. It does mean publishers would do well to shift the focus from working exclusively with Diamond and producing mainly floppies. Now, going around Diamond and getting other distributors, yes, but getting into floppies, no. To producing more trades and original graphic novels. Since these can be distributed through multiple markets, it opens up more potential revenue streams, including bookstores, non-comics, and retailers. With floppies, there is more of a gamble when printing and ordering for shops. Through the direct market, the shop owner has to guess what will sell based on the subscriber numbers and speculation, and they order 6 copies of a new comic and only 3 sell. Well, that's because of the new political climate and things like that. And I think it's up to the comic retailer to know their audience and what they're going to sell. If they've been a retailer for a long time, they know what sells and what doesn't. For example, they have to absorb the cost of those additional books. Going to trades and going to floppies, I don't think that's going to change that. Taking gambles on new books is hard, and most publishers don't allow shops to return unsold product. Floppies also have limited life, though price points keep climbing. Trades and graphic novels, on the other hand, can either multiple issues, longer stories, and at higher price point. Distributing through multiple avenues has its advantages as well. Mainly, multiple distributors would help avoid industry-wide shutdowns, such as comics experience right now. Exactly, monopoly. Not only would comics be available to wider, more diverse audiences who may shop at bookstores or online, but the multiple distributors would allow for more flexibility and less likelihood of a major crash. If one model isn't working for the time being, it would be easier to shift more resources to another. Making trades the industry standard allows new readers to pick up the character they've seen in movies and TV without hitting inaccessibility barriers like floppies. Floppies are expensive for one and for two. They present only one piece of a whole, being able to collect an arc or two given in one trade's readers a full story, but still leaves opportunity to read even more. Unlike the economic time and storage commitment needed to pick up a few floppies every week or month, Trades give customers a reason to come back. No, they don't. Floppies are what the comic industry is. Floppies is what keeps coming people back, getting people to come back. If I had to wait once every 6 months to get a trade, I wouldn't be coming back because they're, you know. Personally, the rest of the article just keeps going on. Personally, my opinion for myself, and whether people agree with me or not, but if the industry was just trades and you get a new trade once every 3 months, once every six, I wouldn't buy comics anymore because that's long. That's too long between books, and as much as the new model where comic publishers now are doing a stale 6 issue or 9 issue storyline just to get a trade book out of it after it, really shits me and annoys me. But myself personally, I wouldn't buy trades personally just because I hate trades. They shit me off with a passion because when you get a trade that's a 9 issue book and it's got the spine and they're glued together, when you get to the middle of the trade book, you try and open it up and it's a nightmare to try and see what's in the middle near the spine. If word bubbles are in near the edge of the page in the middle of the spine, you got to angle it and try and it's just a nightmare. I hate trades. Myself personally, I will not buy trades unless I absolutely have to. I will resource all options to get single issues or old back issues before I buy trades. I'll only buy trades if I absolutely have to. If single issues of, say, an old run from 20 years ago is so expensive, I'll buy a trade. But other than that, I won't buy trades because to me, they're a pain in the ass. I might be the only one that thinks this way, but myself personally, if the industry just went to a trade model, I wouldn't buy comics because I hate reading them. They're not as fun. Whereas you get a single issue floppy and you open it up, you can open it right up in the center fold. You can see everything. Whereas you get to the center fold of a 9 issue trade book, you can't see in the middle. And then if you get a huge double page spread in a trade book in the middle, you open it up and it doesn't open up for you. You can't see the middle of the page. And it just takes all this, you turn over your page to get your reveal on the next page and you get a big double page spread and you can't see it properly. You got to stretch the book right open and wreck the spine of your trade book just to see it. So me personally, I hate trades with a passion. I'll buy single issues before I buy trades. In saying that, the trade system where companies now are doing 6 issue arcs just to get a trade so they can make money out of a trade. It's got so monotonous and tedious now that every storyline's got to be 6 issues. Every storyline's got to be 9 issues. When some storylines can finish in one issue, some storylines can finish in 3 issues. But all they're doing now is that they've just created this industry standard that 6 issues so you can get a trade out of it. To me, it's just nah. I won't do it. So if the comic industry was to go to just trades, I wouldn't buy it. You know, when it's Comicsgate and there's the crowdfunding and stuff like that, that's different. You buy trades from them because that's how they do it, and you support them. Whereas for me, trades from Marvel and stuff, I won't buy because here in Australia, even a trade paperback, like a 6 issue trade paperback, is $35 here in Australia. So it doesn't even work out as cheaper just to do that. So if you can get the single issues here in Australia for normal price, you're better off just buying the 6 issues, like the Punisher Soviet, the 6 issue. If I got into that late, I would go back and track down the 6 issues before I bought it as a trade. Whereas like the Punisher, the Garth Ennis one, I'm trying now to get the collectible trades because here in Australia, the old Garth Ennis Punisher stuff from the early 2000s is ridiculously expensive for single issues. So for that instance, I get the trades only because I have to. So for myself, I will resort all options to get a single issue of, say, 6 single issues before I buy the trade. Just personally for the satisfaction of trying to read it. You know, a single issue, you can open it up, it's floppy, you open it up, you get a double page spread, you can see everything. You can see the staples, You can see the whole thing, it just opens out at you. Whereas, you get a trade book that's, 2 centimeters thick. When you get into the centerfold of the book, in the middle of the book, and you try and open it up, and you get a double page spread, you can't see the whole thing. You got to fold your book open, and then you erect the trade you erect the spine just so you can see it. And if you got word bubbles in the middle of the spine, you got to turn your head on an angle just to try and read the words. So for me, trade paperbacks is not a satisfying experience for me as reading a floppy. Floppy, you can sit on the lounge chair, relax, and just open it up and soak it all in. So for me, on a personal note, if the comics industry went to just a trade paperback system, I would be out. I would just go to the Indiegogo crowdfundings and that, because you're getting one book every 6 months. Whereas if you're getting one book every 6 months from the big two, it's not enough to bring you back. Whereas if you're buying from guys on YouTube, from Indiegogo, you're interacting with them on YouTube and stuff, and they're keeping you excited. Whereas, you get a Marvel book, and the fans and the pro just talks down to you on Twitter and online, and then it doesn't give you any satisfaction or any incentive to come back every 6 months and try and find that book. So for me, going to graphic novels would be a no-no for me. But then again, it's a big world out there, and I'm probably the only guy in the world that has that opinion. Then again, I'm probably not the only guy that has that opinion. But yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself. But I know, like, I go to my comic shop, and in Australia, it's getting very expensive, and with Diamond, before they crashed, for him to get books was a nightmare. He really struggled getting books, so he would just get trades all the time. He's like, "You want to get you this trade? Get you this trade?" So no, I don't want the trades. I do not want trades. Track me down the single issue before you get me the trades. There was one time the Green Lantern, the Blackest Night. I've always told him, I want to get me in the Green Lantern, want Green Lantern books. And he said, the Blackest Night one is in, do you want it? I said, is it in a trade? I don't want trade. He said, no, it's single issues. So he got me a bundle of the 8 or 12 single issues. I'm like, yep, that'll do. Get me all them. I don't want the trades. So I might be the only one that thinks like that. And I think if they went to the trades, the industry would have to completely change to keep people wanting to come back every 3 months or every 6 months, to whether it's at bookstores, comic book shops, whether it's online. You got to do stuff in that 3 months to keep people engaged in the industry. Like your boy Zach says, it takes 2 weeks to break a habit. Whereas, even though the Comicsgate guys, Ethan, Zach, and all, they might only bring books out once every 6 months, once every 12. You're interacting with them that whole time to keep you excited. Whereas, like someone like Donny Cates or Chip Zdarsky and that, they're not on YouTube in between that time promoting their books and having a conversation with them to keep you interested. Whereas Ethan might bring a book out once every year, but for that whole year, you're interacting with him on YouTube, on live streams, so it's keeping you interested, and he's explaining what he's doing. You don't get that from the big two and Image and other publishers, where you're interacting with the pros and they're not telling you, hey, I've done this many pages, the book's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So if I had to wait every 3 months, every 6 months to get a book from the big two, I'd lose interest, because you just forget about it. Like you forget that they're there. Whereas you always get notifications from Indiegogos and Kickstarters and stuff of when books are coming, this and that. And even then, with the Indiegogo, like, I prefer books with staples than spines and stuff. But that's my opinion. I don't like trades just because the experience reading it is difficult and it's annoying for me, as well as then having to wait every 3 months. Just would lose interest. So I don't know how long I've been recording for. I hope I've been recording, but yeah, I've probably repeated myself a few times, but that's my take, guys. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, if you don't agree with me, you know, let me know in the comments. But then again, yep, please subscribe, like, share my videos. We've just hit 24 subscribers. It took me forever to get the first 10. Then I've got between 30 and 24 in about 2 days. So it's been good. Follow me on Twitter, Comics with Callaway. Interested in your thoughts, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and let me know what you think. Till next time, guys. See you later.